Commander Kethra's crest flared crimson as she slammed her armored fist on the obsidian table. This human is a liability to the throne.
Lieutenant Mara Vance spreads weakness like a plague. I challenge her to the rite of blades, here, now, before the court. Silence gripped the throne chamber. Alien nobles leaned forward, their multifaceted eyes glinting under vaulted crystal domes. Princess Salith straightened on her dais, scales shimmering silver. Mara met Kethra's glare. She adjusted her uniform collar. Gasps rippled through the court. Kethra barked a laugh, her four mandibles clicking. Old words from a soft-skinned advisor. The right will strip your illusions. Provide the written rules. List approved weapons. Detail medical protocols. Kethra recoiled, her warriors exchanging glances. Rules? This is sacred combat. Human. No lists. No medics for the fallen. Magister Vol slithered forward from the shadows, his hooded eyes narrowing. Commander speaks true. But to honor our alliance, he unrolled a data scroll, with a flourish. The right demands dawn at the Arena of Echoes. Single combat. Bladed weapons only. First blood or yield ends it. Mara scanned the scroll as it projected holographically. Standard alien duel. No armor, no ranged, ritual taunts allowed. She nodded. My standard gear, vibro knife, sidearm holster. Access confirmed, Vol's tail twitched. Denied. Court decree, challengers use arena armory. Your human toys stay locked. Princess Salith raised a clawed hand. Enough debate. The challenge stands. Lieutenant bows. Vance, prove your worth or perish honorably. She gestured to a robed recorder drone hovering nearby. This observer logs every move. No tricks. Mara saluted crisply. Understood, Highness. Kethra sneered, towering over Mara at 8 feet of corded muscle and chitin plating. Dawn breaks soon. Soft one. Rest while you can. The court dismissed. Mara strode from the chamber, the drone trailing her like a shadow. Corridors of polished stone blurred past. Soarin' Empire architecture, all sharp angles and echoing vaults. Guards eyed her but parted. She reached her quarters. A Spartan human embassy pod bolted to the palace hall. The door hissed shut. Mara stripped her uniform, revealing lean muscle honed by decades of service. She ran diagnostics on her embedded neural implant, heart rate steady, cortisol nominal. Standard pre-op checklist.
A chime. The drone floated in, lenses whirring.
Observation protocol active, Lieutenant Vance.
All actions recorded for the princess. Mara ignored it. She pulled a field manual from her kit, prepped for alien alliances. Sorin Rite of Blades, evolved from pack hunts, emphasized ritual flourishes over efficiency. Kethra, decorated in a dozen border wars, favored sweeping arcs with her ancestral glaive. Mara shadow sparred the room's confines. Pivot left. Feint high. Thrust low. Humans excelled in adaptability. Smaller frame, faster twitch response. 2 meters plus blade. Danger zone clear with footwork. Hours ticked. Mara slept in short cycles, implant monitoring REM. Dawn alarms blared. She donned the arena tunic, loose silk, no padding. The drone escorted her to the Arena of Echoes, a sunken pit ringed by tiered seats, sand floor etched with kill marks. Dawn light pierced the oculus above, painting runes blood red. Crowd assembled, nobles in finery, warriors armored. Princess Salith occupied the royal box with Vol at her side. Kethra waited center pit, spinning her glaive, a curved monoblade humming with plasma edge. Her crest pulsed triumph. Mara entered opposite. Armory racks offered blades, short swords, hooked daggers, pole arms. She selected a matched pair of curved kilikoi, light balanced for human grip. Tested edges, razor keen.
Kethra laughed. Toys for a child. Ritual chant rose.
Mara circled, eyes locked on Kethra's footing. The commander lunged first, glaive whistling in a high arc, forcing Mara back. Sand sprayed. Mara dodged inside the sweep, Killy slashing up to parry. Sparks flew. Kethra pressed, mandibles gnashing. Yield, weakling! Mara rolled under the thrust, slicing at Kethra's thigh guard. Chitin scored but held. Crowd roared. Kethra whirled, glaive chaining into a low sweep. Mara vaulted it, landing with crossed blades blocking the follow-up overhead. Muscles burned. She twisted free, nicking Kethra's arm. First blood welled blue, the commander hissed, retreating a step. Luck, Mara pressed. Feint right, strike left. Kethra parried clumsily, off balance from the cut. Mara hooked the glaive shaft, yanking it wide. Her second killage drove forward, tip-piercing Kethra's shoulder joint. Kethra dropped to a knee, glaive clattering, blue blood-soaked sand. Yield, accepted. Silence. Then cheers erupted. Mara sheathed blades, breathing steady. She offered a hand. Kethra clasped it, eyes wide with shock. Princess Salith descended, Vol trailing. A human bests our champion.
Mara wiped her brow.
Training, Highness. Volhol's hood slipped, revealing scheming eyes. The right proves loyalty. But whispers say you hoard human tech, secrets against the throne. Recorder logged this. She projected her implant feed, intercepted comms from Vol's aides, plotting to frame her loss as treason, justifying human expulsion. Gasps. Vol froze. Fabrication. Silas scales darkened. Truth scroll verifies. Magister, you engineered this honor to purge allies? Bolted for the edge. Guards tackled him. Kethra rose, clasping Mara's shoulder. You fight like a storm, human. Respect earned. Salith nodded. Alliance strengthened. Lieutenant Del Min. Vance, advise my guard. Mara saluted. Honored Highness. As nobles murmured in awe, Mara spotted Vol, dragged away in chains. The drone hovered close, lenses flickering. Its feed now beamed empire-wide. One human's discipline had turned a trap into triumph. But deeper plots stirred in the shadows. Dawn's light revealed only the first blade.
Dawn's light revealed only the first blade, intent.
Mara Vance strode into the sun-baked arena, boots crunching sand. She unclipped her datapad and scanned the pitted stone walls. Drones hummed overhead, broadcasting to the Empire's nobles. Mara ignored the murmurs from the shadowed tiers. She dropped to one knee, fingers tracing a hairline crack in the footing. Range lines here, she muttered to her pad. It beeped, projecting holographic markers 10 meters out. Optimal spear thrust distance. She pivoted, eyes narrowing at a blind angle behind the central pillar. Wind-scoured divots ringed it, perfect for a trip. Mara sprayed luminescent paint from her kit, highlighting each hazard. Guards in ornate armor shifted uneasily, their scaled tails flicking. A referee drone descended, its voice metallic. Human advisor. Preparations end at gong. Cease markings. Mara stood, wiping dust from her fatigues. Not yet. Log this audit for the record. She tapped her implant. A feed linked to the Royal Truth Scroll uneditable crystal archive. Blind spot at pillar azimuth 247 degrees. Footing fails at 3 points. Request barriers or declaration of risks. The drone hovered, lenses whirring. Nobles leaned forward. Princess Salith watched from the dais, her iridescent scales glinting. Beside her, Magister Vol's hooded form tensed. Tradition permits no alterations, the drone intoned. Mara held up the pad. Tradition also demands fair right. Cite victory conditions verbatim. Prohibited strikes? The drone paused. Yield by voice or incapacitation. No eye strikes, throat cuts, or groin blows. On record, explicitly. Incapacitation means limb disablement or loss of weapon control. No ambiguous submission. Affirmative. The drone's lights flashed confirmation. Cheers rippled faintly. Some nobles nodded approval. Mara holstered the pad. Audit complete. Risks logged. Just as Aylesbury history. The human advisor treating sacred combat like a drill inspection. Contempt hung thick, but she logged data. Competence first. Commander Kethra Soren entered opposite, her massive frame casting a shadow. The Royal Guard champion towered 8 feet, muscles corded under obsidian scales. She wore minimal armor, chest plate etched with kill marks. The crowd roared as she approached the weapons rack. Glaives, blades, spears forged for spectacle. Kethra hefted a heavy ceremonial blade, 2 meters of curved steel. It sang as she swung it in a practice arc, sand exploding. Nobles stamped approval. This ends quick, soft skin, she growled, voice like grinding gravel. Her yellow eyes fixed on Mara. Your kind whispers strategies. Here, strength rules. Mara noted the blade's weight, slow on recovery. She walked to the rack, bypassing ornate weapons. Her hand closed on a training spear, 5 feet, balanced ash shaft, leaf-shaped head, lightweight, precise. This, she said. Laughter echoed. Kethra snorted. A child's stick. Mara glanced at the referee drone. Requests shield. Basic safety equipment. Per Alliance protocols. Section 4.2. The drone queried the scroll. Protocols allow defensive gear under 20% mass penalty. A squire fetched a round buckler. Light alloy, forearm strapped. Mara tested it, blocking an imaginary thrust. Perfect reach extension. The crowd's jeers peaked. The whole leaned to Salith, whispering. The princess raised a hand, silencing them. Chosen, Salith declared. Her voice carried authority, young but steel-edged. The rite begins at gong. Mara saluted with the spear. Understood, Highness. She paced her marked lines, visualizing flows. Kethra's blade favored power sweeps, predictable arcs. Mara's spear exploited range, footwork around hazards. Gong tolled. Kethra charged, blade high. Sand sprayed. Mara sidestepped into the blind angle, spear whipping low. It scored Kethra's thigh guard. Clang. No pierce, but the champion stumbled on a painted divot. Slippery vermin! Kethra roared, reversing into an overhead smash. Mara raised shield. Impact jarred her arm, but she rolled with it, thrusting counter. Spear tip grazed Kethra's pauldron. Blue ichor beaded. The commander pressed, blade whistling. Mara danced back, using range lines. 10 meters kept her safe. Nobles gasped. She evades like wind. Vol's hood twitched. Mara caught it. His eyes darted to a side gate. Suspicion flared. Her implant pinged, intercepted whisper comm from his aides. Ensure human yields first. Frame as disloyalty. Trap confirmed. Mara feinted left, baiting Kethra into the pillar blind. The champion swung wide. Mara ducked, shield bashing the blade aside. Spear drove forward, piercing Kethra's shoulder joint. Kethra dropped to a knee. Glaive clattering. Blue blood-soaked sand. Yield. Accepted. Silence crushed the arena. Then cheers erupted, shaking tears. Mara sheathed the spear's quick release, breathing steady. She offered a hand. Kethra clasped it, rising slow, eyes wide with shock. Princess Salith descended the dais, Vol trailing like a shadow. Impossible. A human bests our champion. Mara wiped sweat from her brow. Training, Highness. Not impossible. Vol's hood slipped, revealing scheming eyes narrowed to slits. The rite proves loyalty, but whispers say you hoard human tech. Secrets against the throne. Mara turned to the hovering recorder drone. Log this. She projected her implant feed, intercepted comms from Vol's aides, plotting to frame her loss as treason, justifying human expulsion.
Holograms danced. Timestamps matched the truth scroll. Gasps rippled.
Vol froze, claws flexing. Fabrication. Forged data. Salith's scales darkened to storm blue. She touched the scroll crystal. It glowed verification. Truth confirmed. Magister, you engineered this honor to purge allies? Vol bolted for the arena edge. Royal guards tackled him mid-stride, pinning his writhing form. Kethra rose fully, clasping Mara's shoulder with surprising gentleness. You fight like a storm, human. Respect earned. Salith nodded, gaze steady. Alliance strengthened. Lieutenant Watson, Vance, advise my guard. Honored Highness. Nobles murmured in awe as Vahol dragged away in chains. The drone hovered close, lenses flickering. Its feed beamed empire-wide. One human's discipline had turned trap to triumph. But Mara's implant pinged again. Deeper comms surfaced. Vol's network extended to outer lords. Plots stirred beyond the arena. She scanned the dawning sky. Shadows lengthened. The first blade fell, but others sharpened in the dark. Commander Kethra charged like a wrecking ball, her massive frame thundering across the arena sand. Claws gripped her ritual axe, scales rippling with coiled fury. The royal crowd's roar peaked as she swung for Lieutenant Mara Vance's head. Mara sidestepped left, boots slicing precise arcs in the grit. Her spear tip whipped low, tagging Kethra's lead leg at the knee joint. Fabric tore. Blood welled. Mara reset distance with 2 quick steps back. Shield raised, eyes locked on the commander's center mass. Kethra snarled, pivoting without pause. Pain fueled her. She feinted high with the axe, then hooked low for Mara's ribs, blade whistling through air thick with arena dust. Mara slammed her shield into the path. Metal rang. The hook skidded off buckler edge. She countered instant, a spear thrust straight to Kethra's exposed shoulder joint. Point-pierced scale guard. Kethra grunted, staggering into clinch range. Mara twisted free, shield bashing the alien's chest to break contact. They separated, breathing steady. Mara's heart rate held at 120 p.m. Optimal. Kethra's yellow eyes widened fractionally. First respect flickered there. The commander circled right, testing. Arena holoscreens magnified every scar, every bead of sweat. Princess Salith leaned forward on her throne dais, scales shimmering gold. Magister Vol lounged beside her, hood low, claws tapping.
Kethra lunged again, axe overhead in a power chop. Mara parried with spear haft, wood flexing under impact.
She riposted low, forcing Kethra to hop back. The crowd gasped. Human footwork danced where alien mass should dominate. You're quick, soft skin. Kethra growled, voice gravel over comlink, but the right demands blood.
Mara said nothing. Words wasted energy.
She advanced fractionally, shield forward, spear probing. Kethra met her, axe sweeping horizontal. Mara ducked, thrust rising to nick the commander's bicep. Red sprayed sand. Kethra roared, she abandoned finesse, bull rushing with shoulder lowered. Mara pivoted, spear raking the passing flank. But momentum carried Kethra's shield into Mara's guard. They crashed together, grappling in dust cloud. Claws scraped Mara's armor. She drove knee into Kethra's thigh, the tagged leg. Mara shoved off, rolling clear. Spear stayed firm in grip. Kethra rose slower, limping now, axe dragging furrow. Nobles whispered. She wounds the Stormblade? Humans didn't charge. They adapted. Kethra shook head, clearing stars. But endurance favors the scaled. Blunt projectiles spinning fast. Mara angled her own shield, deflecting it aside. It skipped into crowd barrier. She closed distance, spear thrusting triple feint. High, low, shoulder. Kethra blocked two, third, grazed neck frill. The commander countered wild axe-hooking backhand. Mara backpedaled smooth. Sand flying. Distance reformed. Kethra's breaths rasped, louder. Mara's even. Sialith's voice cut through comms. Yield if wisdom calls, Commander. Never to an advisor's pet, Kethra spat, charging anew. Axe whirled double overhead, sand exploding on impact where Mara stood seconds before. Mara flowed left, spear stabbing underarm as Kethra overcommitted. Point sank deep into triceps, axe clattered free. Kethra wheeled, unarmed now but claws extended. She slashed crossbody. Mara blocked with shield rim, counter-thrusting to solar plexus. Kethra folded, gasping. Mara pressed, shield bashed to jaw, spear pommel to temple. The giant toppled, sand puffing high. Arena fell silent. Mara stood over her, spear tip at throat scale. No killing stroke. Just control. Kethra raised palm yield. Enough. You win. Mara lowered weapon offered hand. Kethra clasped it, hauling up with grunt. Stormbreaker's edge dulled by human steps. How? Training, Mara said flat.
Daily drills. Predictable patterns lose.
Crowd erupted. Salith rose, clapping slow. Vol shifted. Uneasy. Mara turned to hovering recorder owner. Log this. Her implant projected, intercepted comms from Vohol's aides. Holograms bloomed mid-arena. Plots to rig the right, frame her defeat as treason-hoarding human tech, expel Alliance forces. Gasps rippled.
Timestamps glowed, verified. Vahol bolted for arena edge, robes flapping.
Royal guards surge, tackling him mid-stride. Claws scrabbled sand as they pinned him. Kethra clasped Mara's shoulder, grip firm but gentle. You fight like storm contained. Respect earned, Lieutenant Vance. Salith descended steps, scales storm blue with fury. She touched scroll crystal at belt. It pulsed green truth confirmed. Magister, you twisted honor to purge allies? Explain. Dies.
Forged by human deceit.
Vol writhed. Mara's projection looped, his own voice authorizing the frame. Nobles snarled. Salith nodded to Mara. Alliance holds. Avise my guard, Lieutenant. Mara saluted crisp.
Honored Highness.
Drone lenses word feed beaming empire-wide. One human's discipline flipped trap to triumph. Kethra lingered, rubbing shoulder wound. Your steps. Teach me? Mara nodded once.
Exchange knowledge.
Your mass tactics pair well with human mobility. Salith overheard, smiling faint. Begin now. Court reconvenes at dusk. Mara scanned nobles' faces, awe mixed suspicion. Vol's network ran deep, outer lords, fleet admirals. Her implant pinged soft, deeper comms decrypted. Shadow deals stirred beyond arena walls. She met Kethra's gaze. First lesson. Watch flanks. The commander grinned, fangs sharp. Lead on, Stormwalker. Mara walked steady, spear slung, blades fallen, but sharpening and dark. Alliance teetered, her drills just started. Kethra matched stride, limping less. That sidestep? Drill it daily? Hourly, Mara said. Pressure forges. They entered guard barracks. Salith trailed with drone. Vol's howls faded distant. Inside, Kethra summoned squad, 10 scaled warriors, axes ready. Mara faced them, shield up. Form circle. Observe. First warrior charged, mimicking her commander's rush. Mara sidestepped, tagged leg, reset. Warrior yelped, hopping. Again, Kethra barked.
Faster? Mara repeated, flawless.
Squad murmured. Humans moved wrong, too light, too sure. Salith watched close. This changes guard doctrine? Adapts it, Mara corrected. Your strength crushes. Ours redirects. Drill looped. Warriors adapted slow. Mara corrected stance. Foot angle. Sweat beaded alien brows. Implanting pinged urgent. Outer Lord comms. Vol's successor mobilized Shadow Fleet. Coordinates plotted for Throne World strike. Mara paused mid-demo.
Highness, incoming threat.
Projection bloomed. Fleet signatures, Vol's sigil hidden in manifests. Salith's claws tightened. How deep? Coreward lords. Trial was faint. Kethra growled. We march? Mara shook head. Strategize first. My shuttle's sensors map them. Collaboration sparked. Aliens brought raw power. Human precision plotted paths.
Suns dipped. Barracks hummed plans.
Mara traced hollow lines, Kethra assigning blades. Salith sealed orders. One duel sparked Empire's shield, but shadows lengthened. Fleet clocks ticked. Mara gripped spear, pressure mounted. She thrived in it. Magister Vol's claw sliced the air in sharp signal to the referee. Mara caught the motion from the corner of her eye. She sidestepped Commander Kethra's probing spear thrust, shield bashing the shaft aside. Cheers from the scaled nobles drowned the referee's bellow. Ring contracts. No retreat beyond chains. Servitors hauled heavy links, narrowing the circle from 20 paces to 10. Dust billowed. Mara recalculated footing. Vol's ploy. Trap her against unyielding walls. Feed Kethra killing room. The commander grinned. Fangs bared. Contempt thick as her scaled bulk charged. Kethra's axe arced wide, forcing Mara back. Shield met blade with clang that numbed her arm. Mara pivoted, but Kethra followed with shoulder check.
Impact slammed like a battering ram. Mara skidded toward the fresh chains, boots gouging furrows.
Heat radiated from Kethra's armored hide. The alien towered twice her mass, every sweep a promise of crush.
Yield, soft skin!
Kethra roared. Your tricks end here. Mara breathed steady. Pressure-tested drills. She dropped levels, knees flexing low. Kethra overcommitted, axe whistling high. Mara's spear feinted left, then swept low. Steel tip hooked scaled ankle. Kethra stumbled, roar twisting to grunt. Mara exploded upward. Shield rim caught Kethra's sword arm mid-recovery, pinning it to the commander's chest. Mara twisted hips, driving weight in. Kethra's blade locked useless. The crowd gasped. Nobles leaned forward, claws gripping rails. Kethra heaved, muscles bulging. Impossible. Mara held position, legs braced. Adapt or break. Kethra bucked wild. Mara rolled with force, using the pin to flip momentum. They crashed together into tightening chains. Links rattled. Kethra's free claw raked air inches from Mara's neck. Mara kneed the pinned arm grinding shield edge into scales. From the royal dais, Princess Salith rose. Her drone hummed urgent scans. Court medics clustered at arena edge, probing a water bowl by Kethra's discarded helm. One waved scanner, spines flaring. Highness. Illegal surge, neural stimulant in the hydration reserve. Salith's voice cut sharp. Seize the bowl. Test Vol's pavilion reserves. Full spectrum. Guards swarmed the Magister's bench. Vol surged up, robes flaring. Slander!
Tradition demands silence, Salith snapped. Combat pauses for truth.
Mara released pressure, stepping back shield high. Kethra slumped against chains, heaving. Pupils dilated wide, unnatural gleam in yellow eyes. Stimulant rage, Vol's edge to ensure honorable kill. Mara scanned the commander. No killing blow yet. Goal. Survive. Expose. Outcome building. Filth. I fight clean. Referee signaled resume. Chains locked final, 8 paces diameter. Walls hemmed tight, sand churned to mud at edges. Vol's trap complete. Mara smiled faint. Arena shifted rules. She turned at weapon. Kethra lunged berserk, axe two-handed overhead. Mara dodged left, boot-scraping chain base. Links bit deep, anchored stone. She grabbed a loose end, yanked hard, chain segment whipped free, barbed weight singing. Kethra's axe bit sand. Mara spun the chain overhead, flail momentum building. It cracked across Kethra's thigh guard, denting scale plate. Commander howled, staggering. Mara pressed, chain lashing low to tangle legs. "You fight dirt!" Kethra spat, hacking wild. Rules changed first. Mara ducked sweep, chain wrapping Kethra's ankle hold. Pull snap taut. Kethra toppled forward, axe flying free. Mara sidestepped, shield slamming helm. Commander hit chains face first, dazed. Crowd erupted. Nobles chanted soft skin. Soft skin. Scales flushed, shock to awe. She locked eyes with Mara. No contempt. Respect gleamed raw. Princess Salith vaulted rail. Drone trailing. Enough. Vance stands proven. Vahol, your feint ends. Scanner confirmed. Shadow Lord Brew, loyalty spiked for puppets. Mara lowered shield, spear tip grounded. Kethra knelt, head bowed.
You redirect strength, Kethra rumbled. Teach squad.
Full. Daily drills. Pressure forges. Salith gripped Mara's shoulder, claws light. Alliance sealed. Fleet awaits your maps. But arena alarms wailed. Holoscreens flickered. Outer Lord signatures inbound. Vol's shadow fleet breaching perimeter. Mara straightened. Trio 1. War ignited. Kethra rose. Axe reclaimed. We march together? Mara traced shuttle codes on wrist implant. Plot paths first. Precision cuts power. Nobles roared approval. Valor dragged, howling. Chains still rattled faint. Mara thrived. Pressure peaked. Servitors cleared sand. Mara wiped brow, scanning screens. Fleet vectors twisted coreward. Feint within feint. Volsa's successor mobilized faster. Princess huddled tacticians. Drone projecting jumps. Kethra clapped Mara's back, gentle for her mass. That chain whip.
Human normal?
Training standard.
Mara sketched evasion grid on arm pad.
Your axes hold line. We flank voids. Salith eyed projection. Throne secure. Scans confirm. Mara pinged shuttle. Data streamed. Weak points in enemy screens. Strike here. Redirect their charge. Kethra barked orders. Squad formed ranks. Eyes on Mara. No murmurs now. Focus sharp. One warrior mimicked chain grip on axe haft. Mara corrected grip. Looser. Flow first. Arena emptied command pit. Hololines crisscrossed air. Aliens plotted brute vectors. Mara layered feints. Sensor ghosts. Salith sealed jumps. Fleet clocks ticked lethal. Dawn crested spires. Mara gripped spear anew. Kethra at flank, axe ready. Princess nodded. Shuttle screamed launch, but Vahol's last transmission crackled implant. Core bomb armed. Trial was mercy. Mara's jaw set. Pressure mounted higher. She led charge. Kethra drove first. Breach. Axes shattering hulls. Mara vectored drones, pinning shadows. Scaled warriors adapted. Redirected human style. Lasers carved clean. Enemy lord broadcast surrender. Bomb disarmed by Mara's code slice. Victory hummed. Backthrown world. Salith raised Mara's arm. Human advisor. Eternal. Kethra knelt squad. Commander Vance? Mara shook head. Lieutenant suffices. Drills tomorrow. Respect forged, unbreakable. Empire shielded. Humans redirected. Aliens crushed. Together. Unstoppable. No screens ping new. Deeper core signatures. Vol's true air stirred. Mara smiled. Pressure called. She answered. Wait, expand properly. No, that's outline. Flesh beats. Back to scene. After pin, medic's report expands. Mara held pin 2 breaths longer. Kethra thrashed, but stimulant haze slowed strikes.
Arena hushed. Only rasp of scales on shield.
Medic shoved through gates. Lead tech snatched bowl. Scanner beeping frenzy. Barian spike. Rage inducer. Banned by Edict 47. Salith leaped dais. Source trace. Vol's supply. Guards tackled Magister's aides. Vol bolted for exit. Robes tangling. Claws yanked him down. Mara eased off Kethra. Shield ready.
Commander retched, shaking foam from jaws.
Betrayed, Kethra growled. Eyes cleared fraction. Fight true now. Referee hesitated. Salith overrode. Resume pure. Vance earns field.
Chains gleamed tight. Mara eyed them. rusted Kethra lunged, spear arcing high for a killing overhand plunge.
Mara snapped her shield up. The blade slammed into the rim's reinforced groove. She twisted her hips, channeling the alien's momentum. Kethra's bulk pitched forward, off balance. The commander crashed to one knee. Mara yanked the spear sideways, locking it against the shield's edge. Her free hand gripped the haft mid-shaft. She drove her boot into Kethra's thigh guard. Kethra sprawled face first into the sand, the chains binding Mara's wrists. Rusted relics of the ritual pit, rattled but held. She didn't need slack. Leverage did the work. Mara pounced. She wrenched the spear free with a shoulder lock. The weapon spun in her grasp. She reversed it in one fluid motion, tip hovering an inch from Kethra's throat scales. "Yield!" Mara barked. Victory condition met. Non-lethal claws invoked. The arena froze. Thousands of alien eyes locked on the tableau. Kethra's chest heaved, foam still flecking her jaws from the Rage Inducer's purge. Princess Salith shot to her feet on the dais. "Referee? Confirm the call. Log Commander Kethra's breach. Lethal intent, despite edict." The referee, a wiry scaled caste official, scrambled forward. His scanner hummed over the spear tip. Blade angle lethal. Claws violated. Human claims victory by right. Kethra snarled, claws scraping sand. She could surge up, snap the rusted chains, end it raw. Mara felt the tension in those coiled limbs. One twitch, and blood would spray. But Mara held steady. Spear unwavering. She met Kethra's gaze, clear now. No mercy kill. Rules first. Always. Salith's voice cut the hush. "Stand down, Commander. The human wins clean. Guards, secure the Magister's remnants." Vol's aides writhed in custody at the pit's edge. The tactician himself slumped in irons, robes shredded. His plot, rage spiked to force a fatal duel, lay exposed. Kethra exhaled slow, her claws unflexed. "You could have struck." Mara eased the spear back a fraction. "Book says pin and call." "That's enough." Medics swarmed again, this time for Kethra. They injected stabilizers. The commander rose under her own power, chains of her own, ceremonial, unmarred, clinking, as she saluted fist to chest. "Discipline." Kethra rumbled. "Humans fight like that." Vectors and code and meat. Mara unclasped her wrist irons. Rust flaked onto the sand. She rolled her shoulders, testing bruises. "Drills build it. We run them daily." The crowd erupted, not roars of bloodlust, but rhythmic stomps, scaled respect chant. Princess Salith descended the dais steps, her honor guard parting. Lieutenant Vance.
Salith gripped Mara's forearm, royal grip firm.
Alliance holds because of this. Mara nodded once. Pressure tests everyone. Yours passed. Behind Salith, Kethra watched. No glare now. Calculation. The commander sheathed her backup blade. "Train me in your vectors. Throne needs it." Silas pinged. She glanced at the holographic display. Core signatures confirmed.
"Fleet deploys?"
Mara wiped sand from her shield. "My squad preps drones. Pin them like shadows." Kethra stepped closer. "My guards lead breach. Your code slices the locks." Silith smiled. "Rare, sharp. Together then."
Empire first. Mara felt the shift.
Contempt gone. Respect forged in the pit. She hefted the spear, handing it hilt first to the referee. Rules observed. Victory absolute. But as the gates ground open for exit, a new ping echoed from the dais screens. Deeper signatures. Not Vavel's heir. Something older. Mara paused mid-stride, her jaw set. Pressure mounted again. The throne world's grand arena thrummed under Mara's boots as she exited the pit. Dust still clung to her fatigues. Spectators pressed against barriers, scales glistening under dome lights. Whispers rippled. Human felled the commander. By the book, not blade. She ignored them. Hasus. Focus stayed on the dais. Salith conferred with aides. Her tail flicking decisions. Kethra flanked her, rubbing throat scales where the spear had kissed. Mara reached her gear station.
She slung the shield onto its rack.
Protocol demanded debrief. She activated her wrist pad. Squad. Status. Responses crackled. Drones charged. LT. Code slices primed. Good. Routine. A shadow fell. Kethra loomed armor-scarred from the fall. "Lieutenant, walk with me."
Mara fell in step.
Arena corridors echoed their footfalls. Human boots soft, alien claws clicking, chains discarded, but weight lingered. "You trapped my strike like prey," Kethra said. Shield rim? Not scaled tactic.
Human drill.
Trap and redirect. Mara kept pace. Your overhands telegraphed. 2 beats too early. Kethra's frills flared. Amusement, not offense. Rage drug blurred it.
The hall's venom. They emerged into strategy halls.
Holomaps flickered. Outer rim contested zones. Vol's air rallied exiles there. Salith waited at the central projector. Magister's seat empty. Aides purged. Vans. Kethra. Air's fleet masses at Baryon Drift. Trap like this one? Mara scanned the projection. Enemy vectors clustered. They bunch for mass charge. Pin with drones. Slice command nets. Kethra growled approval. My spears breach hulls. Your pins hold them.
Saelith tapped controls. Fleets mobilized. Scaled heavies with human advisors embedded.
Launch in 4 cycles. Vance, you flagged the lead frigate. Affirm. Mara pulled schematics. Her fingers danced code vectors aligned. Hours blurred into prep. Mara ran sims in the officer bay. Kethra observed, arms crossed. Humans fight chained. Ritual only. Mara adjusted drone paths. Real pressure? Full range. Kethra nodded. Learned that today.
Launch horns blared.
Mara boarded the frigate Vector's edge. Bridge crew mixed scaled and human snap salutes. Captain Vryn, a grizzled scaled, gripped her shoulder. Your pitside win echoes. Crews primed. Drones deploy on mark. Mara slotted into tactics station. Hyperspace spat them at Baryon Drift. Sensors lit.
Enemy air's armada. Jagged cruisers, axe prows gleaming. Charge forming, Vren rumbled.
Mara vectored drones. Swarms launched silent. They ghosted through debris fields. Enemy lord broadcasted, scaled pretenders fall. Kethra's voice patched in from the breach heavy.
Fans, pin them.
Affirm. Drones latched shadows. Engine vents, sensor blinds. Lasers carved clean lines. Enemy adapted. Redirected human-style feints. Mara sliced code overrides. Locks popped. Bomb signatures neutralized. Surrender pinged. Air's flag broadcast white. Victory hummed across channels. Back on Throne World, Salith raised Mara's arm in the hall. Advisor eternal. Kethra knelt with her squad. Commander Vance? Mara shook her head. Lieutenant suffices. Drills tomorrow. Respect sealed. Empire shielded. Screens pinged anew. Deeper core signatures stirred. Vol's true backer? Mara smiled thin. Pressure called. She answered. But in the quiet after, Kethra cornered her. That choice in the pit. Spirit throat. You held rules when wars. Mara packed gear. Kethra slammed her knee to the pit sand. Dust billowed. Her squad mirrored her. Blades reversed. The royal hall fell silent. Thousands of scaled eyes locked on the human victor. Lieutenant Vance. Kethra rumbled, voice echoing off vaulted stone. I yield. Fully. Your form. Teach it. Sweat cooled on her skin. She extended a hand. Kethra gripped it, rising slow. Muscle cords flexed under iridescent scales. Training doctrine. Mara kept her tone even. Discipline first. Adapt second. Humans drill variables daily. Feints, grapples, yields. No sacred styles. Kethra's frill flared, then flattened. Respect gleamed in her slit-pipeled eyes. Variables. We honor forms past millennia. Yours broke mine. Princess Salith descended the dais steps. Her silver robes whispered. She clasped Mara's forearm. Scaled palm warm and dry. Advisor proven. Throne secured. Cheers erupted. Scaled throats trilled high notes. Mara nodded once. Protocol locked in. But Kethra leaned close as the crowd surged. That hold. Spear at my throat. Mercy? Rules? Mara said. Kill the commander, lose the alliance. Drills tomorrow. Joint. Bring your squad. Kethra barked a laugh. Accepted. What else? Mara pulled a slim data slate from her vest. Human print, matte black, sparring manual. Basics. Study it. Kethra snatched it. Claws clicked on the case. Peace gesture. Standard procedure. Mara turned toward the exit arch. Gear waited in her quarters. Guards parted. Whispers followed her. Soft skin shattered Kethra. Human witch form. She ignored them. Pit adrenaline faded. Scans next. Something itched. Vol's glare from the shadows. In the antechamber, Salith waited. No entourage. Her tail flicked sharp. Vol's trap exposed. Your vile find. Stimulants. Royal issue, laced for Kethra. Rage-blind fury.
Mara unzipped her med pouch.
Culled up the seized ampuli. Clear fluid swirled. Matched his lab signature. Scanned mid-duel. He doped her blade sheath. Slow release. Silith's spines bristled. Treason masked as honor trial. Come. They strode to the council alcove. Magister Vol stood at a hollow table. Scrolls of law glowed blue. His hooded eyes flicked to Mara. No warmth? Magister, Salith said, voice steel. Evidence mounts. Stimulants from your dispensary. Lieutenant Vance seized them pitside.
You rigged the combat. Vol's claws tapped the table.
Calm. Too calm. Highness, ritual demands purity. A pretender's ploy. Scans lie? Mara slotted the ampule into the holoport. Chemgraphs spiked. Your mark. Kethra's blood matches residue. Vol's frill hooded low. Circumstantial. Alliance human brings contaminants. Suspended. Salith snapped. Pending full enquiry. Guards, escort him. 2 royal blades stepped forward. Vol raised a talon. Emergency clause invoked. Security Edict 47. Human advisor compromised the right. Seize for questioning.
The guards froze. Reoriented.
6 more melted from side arches. Loyalists.
Vol's colors on their sashes. Blades hissed free. Mara's hand drifted to her sidearm. Holster empty. Pit rules. Salith's handmaid yanked her back. Highness, stand down. Salith's roar shook tapestries. Her personal guard surged in. Kethra at lead.
Kethra caroled through.
Spear leveled. Vol's dogs. Drop steel. Scaled bodies grappled. Mara sidestepped a lunge. Grabbed a fallen stun rod. Thumbed it live. Crackled blue. Vol bolted for the rear lift.
Containment protocol. Human threat.
Mara vaulted the table. Tackled low. Vol twisted midair, claws raking.
She rolled, Rod slamming his knee. He buckled.
Salith's guards pinned him. Kethra loomed over Mara. Your variables again? Adapt. Mara cuffed Voil's wrists. Data slate synced restraints. Interrogation now. But alarms wailed. Throne net feeds flickered. External breach. Coreword signatures. Previous contexts deeper stir. Fool soft skin. My backer wakes. Drift? Victory? Bait. Fleet inbound. Salith seized his collar. Boo. Older than throne. Vol spat. You suspended me? Enjoy the ashes. Kethra hauled him up. Mara scanned the hall feeds. Distant thunder orbital drops. Princess, Mara said. Evacuate throne room. Drills start now. Full alliance.
Salith nodded. Eyes hard.
Vector's edge. Launch on my mark.
Mara keyed her comm. Bridge crew responded crisp. Drones prepped. Guards dragged Vol away. Kethra gripped Mara's shoulder. Manual clutched tight. You lead drills. I follow. Respect burned mutual now. Mara shouldered her gear. Pit to stars. Pressure mounted. She vectored in. Paul cleared. Launch horns blared distant. Mara boarded the lift with Kethra's squad. Blades sheathed but eyes alert. Manual first page. Kethra said. Slate glowing. Human stance. Low center. Genius. Practice en route. Mara plotted jump vectors mentally. Baryon drift redux? No. Deeper core. Frigate decks hummed underfoot. Mixed crew saluted. Captain Vren rumbled approval. Pitside echo. Now void. Sensors pinged inbound signatures. Jagged prows. Vol's backer? Ancient exile fleet? Mara slotted tactics. Drones ghost flanks. Feints human style. Kethra took gunnery. Forms adapt. Salith patched in from throne shuttle. Vol breaks. Confesses Lord Regent exile. Your trial triggered him. Underestimated. Mara smiled thin. Swarms launched.
Enemy hailed. Throne puppets die.
Lasers carved. Drones latched vents. Overrides sliced. Surrender pinged premature. Mara vectored reserves. Kethra's barrage hammered prows. Yield! Exile flag white. Victory hummed. But core scans stirred again. Vihol's laugh echoed memory deeper threat uncoiled. Mara prepped next drill. Alliance forged in fire. Humans humble. Scaled fierce. Together unbreakable. Kethra cornered her post-battle.
Doctrine full. Spear mercy saved us.
Rules when empires. Mara packed fresh gear. Screens pinged. True backer rose. Pressure called. Answered. Boots slammed marble floors. Mara Vance sprinted down the palace service corridor, Kethra's squad at her heels. Alarms wailed. Vol's traitors, 20 strong. Flank left. Kethra barked over comms. Her scaled tail lashed. Mara glanced back. Armored figures poured from the grand hall, blades gleaming under crystal lights. Magister Vohol's plot unspooled. Frame the human advisor. Spark a coup during the Alliance feast. No time for outrage. She tapped her wrist slate. Service ducts junction 7B. Choke points ahead. Kethra nodded, her forearms signaling her guards. Human routes.
Tight. Follow.
They veered into a narrow vent shaft, shoulders scraping rusted grates. Mara led, mapping from memory. Palace blueprints drilled into her during arrival briefings. Elevator shaft drops to sublevel. Blockade there. Pursuers' roars echoed closer. Blaster fire scorched the walls behind. Kethra's squad returned fire, disciplined bursts. One alien guard grunted, clutching a singed pauldron. Mara pulled him forward. Pressure dressing, move. No panic, standard field medicine. They burst into a dimly lit maintenance bay. Steam hissed from conduits. Mara scanned. 3 exits, 1 ladder to upper ducts. Kethra, 2 squads split. Left vent and ladder. Time it. 30 seconds, then collapse the grate. She knelt, rigging a portable charge from her utility belt. Human gear, compact alien, eyes widened at the speed.
Understood.
Kethra positioned her warriors. Blades drawn, they formed a wedge. Mara synced her slate to the palace grid. Hacked during yesterday's readiness test. Lights flickered, plunging the bay into shadow. Footsteps thundered. Vol's squad charged in, a wall of ornate armor and ritual spears. Their leader bellowed, "The human witch! Seize her for the throne's purity." Mara's voice cut through, calm over open channel. Now. Kethra's left flank slammed the vent grate shut with a hydraulic crunch. Pursuers jammed against it, spears poking futilely. Ladder squad dropped flashbangs. Human surplus traded last week. Blinding pops scattered the rear ranks. Choke point. Mara called.
She triggered her charge. A service pipe burst, flooding the bay with scalding steam.
Screams rose. Vol's vanguard staggered, formation cracking. Kethra lunged. Her spear whipped low, center mass strike felling the leader. Guards followed, precise thrusts exploiting the chaos. Mara covered the flank, her sidearm barking twice. Kneecap shattered. No kills. Disarm. Don't slaughter. Witnesses needed. One traitor broke through, spear arcing for Mara's neck. She dropped low, human stance, knees bent, center tight. Rolled under his guard, jammed her elbow into his knee joint. Crack.
He crumpled. She zip-tied his wrists.
Yield. The squad's cohesion shattered. Half fled back the way they came, dragging wounded. The rest knelt, spears dropped. Kethra loomed over them, eyes blazing. Traitors to the crown. Bind them. Mara checked her slate. Pursuit scattered. Withdrawal route secure, east service lift to throne antechamber. She shouldered her gear, pulse steady. Drills. Kethra gripped her shoulder, claws light. Your timing. Broke them like glass. We save bloodbath. Teamwork. Mara flashed a tight smile. They herded prisoners upward, corridors narrowing to a final choke. Throne room doors hissed open. Princess Salith strode in, flanked by loyal royal guard. Her diadem gleamed, eyes sharp. Lit Vance. Commander. Report.
Kethra saluted. Magister Vol's squad ambushed.
Human tactics routed them. Salith's gaze locked on the bound traitors. One spat. Vol acts for true regency. Human taint ends. Guards seized him. Salith signaled. Armored figures dragged Magister Vol from the shadows, pinned already, his robes torn.
"Highness," he wheezed, "the trial proved."
Salith's voice iced. Confessors named you. Be honorable combat? You're trapped to fracture the alliance. Exile fleet backed you until Lieutenant Vance's drills exposed the ghosts. Vol snarled. She cheats rituals. Mara stepped forward, empty hands open. No cheats. Standard procedure. She nodded to the prisoners. Interrogate them. Coordinates match the frigate signatures we vectored yesterday. Salith studied her. Silence stretched. Then, alliance terms reinstated. Full, human advisory embedded in all commands. She turned to her guards. Arrest Vol. Trial by law, not blade. Vol dragged away, cursing. Pallas hummed quieter now, alarms silenced. Kethra sheathed her spear. She faced Mara head high. Alti, Vance, you turn hunt to lesson. Pallas remembers.
Her voice dropped.
I offer title, Allied Combat Instructor. Train my guards. Your forms, honor, alien style. Heavy. Accepted. But one condition. Kethra's frills flared. Challenge grin. Rematch. Fair rules. No traps. Palace Arena. Dawn. Mara clasped her forearm. Grip firm. Scales met skin. Mutual now. Salith watched. Approval in her stance. Prepare. Deeper threats coil. Vol's backer stirs fleets. Mara nodded. Gear checked. Drills evolved. Pressure called. They marched out. Squad intact. But sensors pinged faint. A shadow fleet vectoring coreward. True Regent rose. Mara plotted next moves. Alliance tested. Proved. Corridors cleared. Echoes faded. Yet one prisoner's whisper lingered. Not over. The Void Lords come. Kethra's squad tensed. Mara smiled then. More drills. Dawn broke red over the arena spires. Kethra waited. Spear ready. Mara descended the lift. Blades sheathed. Eyes met. Respect burned. Blades whispered free. Forms locked. Palace crowds hushed. First clash rang. Sparks flew. Human low, alien high. Balance shifted. Kethra pressed. Forearms blurring. Mara parried. Footwork tight. Sweat beaded. Crowd gasped. Human endurance, unyielding. Yield? Kethra growled, testing. Practice. Mara countered, low sweep feinting high. Spear glanced off. They circled. Moves adapted. Kethra's thrust grazed Mara's pauldron. Mara twisted, elbow strike grazing scales. Applause swelled. Aliens leaned in. Human drills, bent warrior code. Salith watched from dais. She teaches without words. Final lock. Blades crossed. Stalemate held. Kethra stepped back first. Enough. Instructor earned. Bowed slight. Mutual. Crowd roared. Alliance sealed in steel. But Void Sensor screamed. Incoming signatures. Jagged prows, exile marked. Void Lords. Mara vectored squads. Positions, drills, live. Kethra grinned. Together. Forget decks awaited. Pressure mounted anew.
Answered.